I was with the Future Champions as a mentor for young people, trying to encourage them to be the best that they can be, whether that's through health or whether that's through their lifestyle. And I think Jasmine's in the room today, one of the young girls that's on our programme. We're using that as a catalyst to change behaviours, and that's something that I'm going to talk to you all about today. I also then went to train Yaz. I couldn't believe over 4,000 people cycling, walking and running around the track. It was an incredible moment. I've never seen something like that. In the UK, you would never get that on an evening event, believe me. So taking part in that was something very inspiring. I then went to a corporate health and wellbeing awards ceremony where employers are helping employees trying again to change behaviours through lifestyle, commitment, trying to change the way that they think about themselves, being positive, and the motion of getting out and about and being healthy in the way that they have attitudes to life. And whether that's physical or mental, being healthy is really important. I am now going to go and take part in a walk 2014 with 20,000 people. So what's the problem? What is the problem? Life takes over. I'm an ex-military sergeant of 10 years. I'm an ex-international Olympic athlete of 12 years. You could say sport has been part of my life for many, many years. It absolutely has. It's been my life. But I'm also human. I like my food. I enjoy it very much. Why do I train these days? I train so I can eat what I want. That's the honest truth. I also train because it makes me feel good about myself. It gives me something to kind of think, oh yeah, I've had a good workout. It gives me a bit of spark in the day. It wakes me up. It makes me feel ready to go instead of tired and lethargic and don't want to do anything. I've worked for many, many years with young people, older people, people who are really energetic and fit and got dynamic mindsets and really just want to go for it. And I've worked with those that are saying to me, how do I lose this weight? What do I have to do? How do I get motivated? How do I get inspired? Now, I'm not a doctor like Dr. Fahada, but I can talk through experience about you have to change behaviours. You've got to think about situations you're in. What do you believe in? What do you want? How do you make those small, positive steps, stepping stones? People use it as a mountain. You know, they look sometimes and think, I'll never be able to change. It's just too much to think about, too much to do. But actually, do you have to change everything? No. Just small little steps make you think differently about yourself. Now, I've worked in the community for many, many years, and I started my charity that we mentioned earlier about 6 years ago. And what we do to change behaviours is actually work with people in disadvantaged environments. Now, that has its challenges in its own sense, because if you're working in a disadvantaged environment, food, availability, good food is not always there. When I've worked with these young people, they have a challenge to put food in the plate. So what do? Go to the easy options, the cheap takeaways, the McDonald's, the chippy down the road. They go to the sweet shops because it's cheap and it's available and they can get it quick. But is that good for them long term? Well, we all know not. Many young people on my program actually have type 2 diabetes. And so through my programs, we try and stick to that encouragement of 30 minutes a day of activity to help combat the diabetes issue, to around, minimize it to 40% chances of getting it. We try and interlock that and weave it into our programs because we believe that using sport and activity is an empowering part of life. It brings out positive attitudes, self-esteem. It does make you feel better about life. You learn about failure, picking yourself up, pushing again. And that's a healthy attitude to have. I'm going to show you in a minute a DVD from my charity. And sorry, it's totally a promotional DVD for my charity that I use in the UK, but I thought it would be relevant because the way that the young people speak about mentors, and that's one thing that I wanted to say. For me, mentors are so empowering. Now, mentors is actually having somebody talk to somebody to help them look at themselves and make these changes. Talking openly and honestly. Talking about problems and situations and having someone to listen to you. Someone that will take you in and go, actually, I can help you move on. For me, mentoring, having somebody there just to help, to say it's okay, to guide, to encourage, is actually all it takes sometimes. Now, I had that in a slightly different way in my life. I maybe would never have been standing here if my PE teacher at school didn't turn around to me and say, Kelly, you've got to buck your ideas up because you're wasting your life at the moment. When I'm sitting outside of that classroom because I'm talking and not paying attention, my life was pretty much going nowhere. Until my PE teacher told me, you can be good at sport, you can have something, you can be who you want to be, and you can have a direction, but you've got to start thinking about it and make those changes yourself. And I did. And I'm standing here now as double Olympic champion because that one person told me I could be good. So sometimes it takes one person to make those big changes in somebody's life, and this is what we do with my charity. If we can play that, please.
If life is a race, then I was probably the last one to leave the blocks. It wasn't easy.
My dad was an alcoholic, and family didn't really seem like a family anymore.
I've done myself a care at a young age. I've been in trouble with the police, involved in drugs and alcohol.
All the way through secondary school, I was bullied. I hid in my room for 3 years because of it.
So many things can hold you back. But all you need is just one person cheering you on from the side of the track. If life is a race, then I'd fallen behind. Until I found a mentor, a guide. That's when it all changed. To learn from someone who's been there and done it. Who life has punished, but who has still flourished. I'm just one of thousands who the trust has reached out to. And now look at the outcome. In life, I may have had a false start, but thanks to them, I will finish as a winner.
So, thank you. So we use sport as a way of engaging people, young people. We use sporting mentors who have been there and done it and have gone through a journey where they've pushed themselves to the max, tried to be the best they can be. We've used sport as a way of making these young people believe in themselves. But we also use sport as a way of having healthy lifestyles. We want these young people and anyone to think of active lifestyles as something that is an everyday must. If you want to live a healthier life, you want to feel better for yourself, you want to be positive outlook, and you just want to wake up in the morning and go, let's go for it. You have to think about having that attitude. You've got to look at choices that you make. You've got to have choices and opportunities to make change. And sometimes that's just having somebody to guide you. Now, I said that life just takes over these days. But if I can go and do a walk tonight, a 5K walk, and that's my only exercise of the day, that's brilliant, because I will finish that walk thinking, I have done something positive. If I can encourage the next generation to be the best they can be at sport and maybe want to be Olympic champion, then how fantastic is that? But actually, all of us in this room and all of us have one thing only. We make our own decisions. We make our own chances and choices to be who we want to be. Some people don't have those chances and choices because it's too late. And that's why conferences like this and awareness is so important. I don't want our young people to all suffer because they're not given the education and understanding of what they can do better in their life. I want to give them the positive outlook and push them to get out and do something. Walk, run, cycle, swim, bounce on a trampoline, climb a rock. It doesn't matter. Just be active. Just be positive and make those choices yourself. Thank you very much.